Also, your film, I think it's like a biographical kind of.
Right.
So it's you trying to find that space or that thing you called home, or if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And also somewhere it's about changing landscapes, and if I can call climate also
Yeah.
changing landscapes and changing places,
Right.
and how we relate to certain places that are not there in few years, and that's happening more rapidly. So how did you kind of decide to integrate that?
Well, when I was doing my semesters in NID, it was in my fourth sem. So every semester we have to make one design project in terms of film. So I was very much well. I was wondering very much about the idea of home. Like what does home mean to someone? And since I couldn't spend much time in my place because I had to go to boarding schools and then shift places, keep changing for schools and universities. So well, I didn't get to bond very well with my family as such. I mean, I had my vacations, so I used to visit them for like a whole month in a year. So yeah, the idea of home was very vague to me. I was always questioning what is home for me. Is it my parents where they stay, or is it the places that I have always spent my time? I loved my hostel days, so I think my hostel was also a kind of comfortable space, like a home for me as well. So that's when I started asking people, my friends and my guides, like, what does home mean to you? Like, what do you consider home? And everybody had different answers. For some, it was their pets. They think wherever their pets are, it's their home. So it was very interesting for me. And then I was very interested in this nomadic way of living, like the cattle herders, how they travel. So wherever they pitch their tent with their cattle, it's their home at the same time, right? And they have a different fixed place they call home. And so that's how the idea started for this film. And then I felt like if I have to get to know myself better, I have to go back to where I come from. That's also starts with my mother, because she also changed her place. So I always wondered, she never felt where she belongs. So I questioned her, is it okay for you if I make a film on you? And then she was like very shy at first, because why would you make a film on me? I'm not an actress, I don't look good and all. I like no, no, you have to get out of that. And then so we decided to make a film, and it was my attempt to know her more, connect with her more, and get to know my family. I would say, I mean, settle down with whatever we have, because everybody has different kind of things going on, but once we accept it, I think it gets much easier.
Yeah.
I did this, yeah.
And has she done the voiceover?
Yeah, yeah, see it, yeah.
Oh, so was it difficult to convince her?
Yeah, yeah, and at one point she became the director herself, and then she
Okay.
like she took over the film. So when my first screening happened, I was very glad to bring her to in Kolkata, and then she was like, "Oh, this is how festivals are," and she's like, "Oh, I never thought people will see this kind of films." And I was like, she was like very happy now. She's like, "I have stories, I have ideas," so she's very much into my life now. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's good. Then you inspired her
Yeah, somehow I feel like I connect bonded with her, so
through the film. So
yeah,
that's
yeah, through the
beautiful. Yeah.
film.
Okay. So now we move on to Amit. Yeah. So Amit, tell us a little bit about Ek Aadmi Ka Nyota. It's such a, I mean, unique topic, and about a child. And so, how did the whole thing come into place? Was this your graduation film, or? Okay, so just tell us about how did the idea come to just do one, revolve it around one kid who doesn't speak much, who doesn't, is kind of shy. So just tell us how the inspiration came.
Hi, I am Amit, and I am the director of the film Ek Aadmi Ka Nyota, which was screened in the morning. And how the idea came, I think it's very natural when you are studying, and when you think of like what film do you want to make, you just first just go back into your memories and think something. You just bring something out of your own memories or out of your own life only. So this particular incident where I used to be very shy as a child. I am still very shy, but as a child, I think in particular, and when you have to attend like public gatherings, the wedding as a child, and it becomes very difficult for, and particularly I remember like my in villages, it's a tradition where not everyone is invited in some weddings. Like one person from the family has to go. So at times my mother would just send me, and I would be like, no, I am not going. Like without anyone, it's not possible that I just go by myself. So so I mean, I knew everyone in the village. In the village, you actually just know people around, and still I don't know, there was something that I would not want to be there and interact with them. How? And so I would just ask some of my friends if they would just accompany, and they were very chill. They'll be like, oh, we have already just eaten, and you can just go and you'll just find someone there. So
So this is
yeah.
also kind of biographical, like it's your
Yeah, I
story.
mean, then I constructed it a bit, but yeah, the very basic idea came from like there only. So I was like, it stayed in my memory, and whenever I think about it, it feels good to think about it. So probably to just relive the nostalgia. So I thought like let's just make a film on it.
So that's pretty nice. And also tell us, like, because in the end, the kid kind of finds his confidence in that Bharat sequence. So did that happen with you?
I mean, I also remember bringing laddus from one of the weddings, but it wasn't like this. I mean, we just dramatized it a bit, and so probably we also wanted to construct the story somehow that it should go somewhere. Uh, yeah, but I think through the film, more than what the story says, we just wanted to see how village looks like, how people behave, how people react, and I still live in the village. I have grown up in a village, so I think just to capture some of the lifestyle from there was also the intention.
So that's pretty nice. So yeah, basically more voices from rural India. And so keeping that in mind, are you working on any more projects that are based in rural India, or now you're pursuing law? So what's happening there?
Yeah, I mean, I just finished making another film a few months back, and it's called The Haraka Time. It's also set in the village, and it was screened in Mumbai International Film Festival recently. So yeah, I mean, but parallelly I'm studying law, and the filmmaking that I'm doing is very much on the side, because I think that this allows me to not take filmmaking as in like, oh, I have to like do something. I do it on my own pace, like very slowly. It's on the side, it's somewhere, and there is no pressure on me to like make some kind of films. It's I'm very independently making what I want to make. Yeah.
No, that's very important. Actually, that's a lesson learned for all independent filmmakers to do. Just do it at your pace, because we tend to put a lot of pressure on ourselves.
Yeah, and then actually I am thanks to this, like the platforms like this. However, I mean, when you get to like meet people who are interested in watching those small films, and they appreciate, and then you meet more people who are making similar kind of films and appreciating each other's work, so it's very nice.
Okay. Now I'll ask Soham about your film. So Raja Ki Barat. It's a very controversial topic. Yeah, and we all remember how it came out in the news when that thing happened. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and how did you get to making that particular, choosing that particular person to do a small film on.
Hello, I'm Soham. I'm currently doing my bachelor's from NID in MP. I'm originally from Goa, and for the last 3 years, I'm in Bhopal studying in NID. And this project was a part of a course called Documentary Filmmaking in third year, which was conducted by filmmaker Mahin Mirza. She's part of Ektara Collective. Uh, and more than a documentary course, it was much of a eye opener, like a value building course for us to count our privileges. And the month long course had all kinds of exercises leading to the final week for us to make our individual films. And in that process, we were just discussing today morning of how we got our inspirations. So I had this idea about one thing that always was in my mind about wedding horses. And in Bhopal, it's quite very often you see barats happening everywhere. So I was thinking ki, what the wedding horse might be thinking of, or how a day in the life of a wedding horse would be. So I wanted to make like a poetic documentary on the life of a wedding horse. But as I was researching for my concept and how I could take it ahead, I came across what was happening in MP and parts of UP, that riding a mare for Barats is still a dream for some people. So I thought this needed more attention, and it was quite a process to get to Rajesh Bhaiya I tried reading the articles that were there, contacting the journalists, and because I had only a week's time, and we made connections for lifetime the way he was there, and with whatever we had in mind, and when we went to the village, the 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 divide you see in the village was very visual, and it was very surprising to see because as you see in the film also, the shots that you see, the divided parts, the divided roads, it's quite evident in the way it is. Yeah.
It's there in like almost every village.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a separate place
Mhm.
for Dalits and for the upper caste
Yes.
always. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, but how did the idea transform from the life of a wedding? In a day you wanted to portray the life of a wedding horse to actually making it Rakesh's story.
Rajesh also.
Yeah, yeah. So how did that change come about? Was it after meeting Rajesh and
No, it was after reading the articles of people who went through that. I wanted to reach out to Rajesh if it would be comfortable if he could come over and make this film.
okay? And has he seen the film?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So what was his reaction?
He liked it. Actually, he had a small like screening on his laptop with the villagers. He sent us photos also. So
Okay.
every time this is my first festival film screening that's happening. So I
Okay.
had
So
so
many congratulations on that.
thank you. So whatever happens, I keep updating him, and he keeps reacting. He puts WhatsApp status. He's very happy about it.
So have you
Keep it
told
in
him
the loop.
about today?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
I hope he was here along with my teammates were three people, Gagan, Samiksha, and Bhavya, and three of us traveled to Kachnari and shot this film and made this film. Yes.
So many congratulations to all three of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now I request our jury to please felicitate our young filmmakers here today. So please join them.